the Good Guy Badges here, bringing you WWE All Stars gameplay. Strikes with Y and B on your Xbox, and grabs with X and A. So it's different from WWE SmackDown vs. Raw. Your signature moves, you can combine X and A and Y and B buttons. And your finishers, you combine RB and LB. You run with right trigger. I'm sure nobody will have any real problems getting used to this, but it is one of the differences from the other games, so I figured I would let everybody know a few days before the game comes out. Maybe you can get used to it, or at least be prepared. I'll be controlling Ultimate Warrior this match and versus Rey Mysterio. First time playing the game. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just having fun, I think, is the general consensus. And I have to say that literally this is probably the most fun, even in this 1 or 2 matches I've played. It's just more fun than the other wrestling game. I mean, it's just better. I don't know. It's a lot more fun to look at. It's a lot more dramatic. It's not going to have that same feel SmackDown vs. Raw is going to have. And this could just be fun just because, once again, I mean, it just came out and it's just new or whatever. But to see some of the old guys that we haven't played with in ages, Ultimate Warrior, obviously. I just watched his video yesterday, actually, the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior or whatever. It was actually hilarious. The dude is kind of crazy, and now that I know a little bit more about him, I noticed that his moves, even in the video games, are just basic, pretty physical moves. He's not really a technical wrestler. As you can see in the game, he's bloated as all hell, just like in real life. He was steroidal, obviously. I get kind of lucky here. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I pull off a nice pile driver and get him on the ground. Whenever they're in the red, whenever he kind of glazes over red, like Mysterio did there, that means that they are able to be pinned. And they, you know, I guess you can just go up and hit left trigger and try to pin them. Doesn't mean they're going to get pinned, and you're not going to get a 3 count. It just means that that is the time to pin. As you can see, every time I was going for a grapple there, he was blocking it. So you can block grapples, and then you can reverse moves once you're in the move. I found it to be kind of fun, that you could just block strikes and block grapples, and then also reverse moves. Reversing is done with RB at the right time, and you'll get a good feel for it. I couldn't get a great reversal going on this just because the buttons had me so thrown off. I've spent so much time playing SmackDown vs. Raw that it really threw me off. But like I said, it was so much fun. And I actually get kind of creative and we get out of the ring for a little while, because that was one of the things I didn't understand about this game, is if it was going to have the kind of realistic wrestling scenarios, getting out of the ring, diving off the ropes, maybe getting an object from underneath, what parts were going to carry from the other game. I overshot that dive, but it was awesome to look at nonetheless. And I think I'm assuming if Warrior can do it as a big man, I'm assuming all the classes can do it. Maybe not your Giants, I'm not sure. I guess we'll get to that in due time. The meter underneath the name is your ability to do signature moves. I just did one there because my first meter was full up into the red. My meter that's alongside my face, the Warrior's face up there in his avatar, that's your meter that builds up towards a finisher. In that way, it's a lot like a Street Fighter or a game of that nature, where you're building your momentum based on strikes and blocks and things, and you're building kind of an EX meter and then an Ultra meter. I found that it translates beautifully. I didn't, like I said, I'm not a pro at this, so I didn't really know all of this as it was happening, but now that I'm looking back, it's really intuitive even on your first go round. We'll be covering this game now principally as our wrestling feuds, and this is just a bonus kind of walkthrough to get used to it. As you can see, I nailed this dive here, and it's just awesome. It just felt great. But this game will be our new wrestling feuds game, starting, you know, the week it comes out. And we will be doing a lot of interesting stuff with this. As you can see, Rey Mysterio hitting me with his signature there. if you want to check out our live stream, I don't know if anybody has been checking that out on Fridays. We've had a few nice visitors and some cool commenters, but on Friday nights, every Friday night on Ustream, we have kind of a fantasy Raw or a fantasy kind of wrestling league where we create our own storylines, create a few characters, and incorporate some really hilarious humor into the whole thing. You can find videos and links to that all throughout my channel. But if you search Ustream for badges, just badges, you'll see the Good Guy Badges Prime Time is the show. You can join our crowd and check us out Friday nights. It's really a good time. You can check out some of the recorded episodes that we've done on there, and hopefully you guys will laugh, maybe even to the point of tearing up from humor. That's our main goal, is just to keep everybody having a good time and laughing and enjoying wrestling, even though you know, it sounds like we're taking it serious. We're actually just being humorous and trying to create the most funny and satirical storylines that we can. The big jump ropes, or the big moves off the ropes in this game, just go so high into the air. It's really awesome. I mean, even the guy like Ultimate Warrior there, as you saw, just enormous leap into the air. A guy like Rey Mysterio could get onto the top ropes from many different scenarios. I think at the beginning of the video, he did like some weird flip off of my move onto the top turnbuckle. I get another signature here, and I was halfway hoping it would have thrown him out of the ring, and I don't know if you can do that. I bet you can. I'll have to find a way. And I try to go with my finisher here, and he nails me with the Hurricane Rana into the Tree of Woe, and then he times his finisher just with perfection and ends the match in a blaze of glory. I couldn't even feel bad about losing because it was just so much fun, and it looked so awesome. So if any of you guys have any questions about this game, hit me up. I'll try to answer questions, and if you guys just want to play online or whatever, maybe get you guys into our league, anything you want to do, we'll be open to talks because it's just that much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you soon.